What do you think of the cruise? What's the experience like? Would you recommend it? Did you have a good time? Was there enough food to eat as a vegan? Let them know. Hey, this is Amir.
This is Diana.
And you're watching
VEGANTWOSOME.
Welcome to our channel. If this is your first time here and you're interested in vegan food and all other vegan things, in the right place. Sit back, relax, and grab yourself a ridiculous amount of food and enjoy this episode. We have new episodes
Every Sunday.
today. We have a really special episode for you. For the last 8 days, we have been on what?
A cruise. We left Miami and went to Aruba, Curaçao, and the Dominican Republic.
We have documented all the meals we ate on this cruise ship. Without further ado, let's get to it. Ba-boom!
We got on at the port of Miami and we decided to check out the dining options. First was Guy's Burger Joint, where we made sure they had vegan burgers, which they do, and they use Impossible.
After checking into our room, we decided to check out the pizza bar and got the only vegan option they had. Mushroom pizza with wildlife cheese.
I'm not a fan of wildlife, so this was the first and last time I had this pizza. This was our first dinner at the main dining room, and for our appetizer, we chose the shrimp cocktail.
I did not like this at all. It was soggy, it was watery, it was cold, it was disgusting.
I also didn't like this. It tasted as if the shrimp had been soaking in water for a long time. For another appetizer, we chose a spaghetti, and you'll see a pattern where we're eating pasta at every single dinner because pasta is the best and you really can't go wrong with pasta. I enjoyed it.
Pasta is not my favorite dish, but I think Diana is right. You can't really go wrong with it. And this was a good one. Every night they had a different vegan menu, and vegetarian Indian is always on it. So that was really cool. And the other cool thing was every night they would take your order for the next day's breakfast and dinner. So you don't have to think about it.
Their vegetarian Indian meals for dinner are quite good, so if you're not sure what to get, the Indian food is definitely consistent, and I would recommend it. For my main meal, I got the vegetable Wellington, and it was a pastry filled with different kinds of vegetables. I think this is the first vegan Wellington I've had, so big kudos to Carnival for having such creative vegan dishes. I didn't love it, but it was pretty good.
This is a good time to talk about this video not being associated or sponsored by Carnival by any means. We paid for our own trip and we paid for our own cruise.
For dessert, we got strawberry cheesecake. I love cheesecake, so of course I'm gonna order it if it's on the menu, but it was just so-so.
When it comes to desserts, I'm a chocolate guy. And if you're a regular here, you know that. But they had a strawberry cheesecake and I wanted to try it. It was alright.
You need to eat at the main dining room for breakfast because otherwise you're not gonna have anything to eat as vegans.
I thought the croissant was way too dry. Yeah, there was vegan butter, but it didn't really help much.
I also thought it was too dry.
Then there was the Benedict. They were being super sketchy about the hollandaise sauce being vegan or not. So we skipped it.
We also had the bacon, sausage, and hash browns that were quite good.
Then there was the burrito bar that started from the morning and went till late afternoon. There was nothing for breakfast, but for lunch, they had a pretty good bean, guacamole, salsa, lettuce burrito.
It was our 23rd first date anniversary, and they left us a little note. This was the first out of 2 formal nights in the main dining room, and you can tell by the way we're dressed up.
Okay, let's talk about this butter. When we first saw it, we asked our server if it was vegan, cause everybody else had it on the table already as well. And she came back really quickly and said yes, it's vegan. And we're still suspicious. We asked her, can you please check with the kitchen? And then she came back after that and then took the butter away and brought us a new one. So folks, always double check. Follow your guts.
For the appetizer, we got the tuna crudo, which again kind of reminded me of the vegan shrimp in that it was really soggy tasting, as if it had been sitting in water for a long time.
If you're a regular here, you would know that I'm not a big fan of seafood. It would be very hard to impress me with it, and this did not do it. Grilled tofu steak. I'll be honest, I didn't think this was gonna be any good, just by the way it looked. But it was actually really good. It was nicely seasoned.
I don't think having a slab of tofu is a really satisfying dinner. I think I can make tofu more delicious than this one.
Linguine Alfredo pasta. Now this was Diana's dish, cause pasta is Diana's favorite. But some idiot didn't film her eating it. This was a really good one.
For dessert, we got the melting chocolate cake with mango sorbet and the panna cotta.
When I'm eating my melting chocolate cake, I like to huff and puff like a dragon, as you could see. This one was on the menu every night, and it was a decent one.
I'm not a lover of chocolate desserts like Amir is, so for me, it was okay. And I felt like the mango sorbet was a little too artificial.
Panna cotta was again Diana's dessert, and the same idiot didn't film her eating it. There is entertainment from music to just hanging around on the deck and all sorts of games all over the place, so there is lots to do. You'll never be bored.
I'm fine with just lounging on the deck and enjoying the beautiful weather and being on the open waters. It's just so relaxing, and what a treat to look at this amazing scenery every single day.
Every night, they have a couple of different movies playing on a big screen. We tried the cheese omelette the next day for breakfast. Let me say that I think it's amazing that they had just eggs on the menu. Even Diana liked it. For lunch, I had yet another burger, and I had to film myself because Diana went to get some tofu.
This tofu was from the buffet area, and it's rare to have vegan options in the buffet.
Dinner time. We started with the broccoli and cheese soup. I thought this was very tasty. I quite enjoyed it.
This soup had little bits of cheese all over it. I did not like this soup because of the little unmelted pieces throughout. Here's the salmon poke, and I actually quite enjoyed this dish because I thought it was nice and fresh and light, which is something different than we've had on the cruise for our dinner.
I would have to agree with Diana on this one. It was nice, refreshing, fresh. I liked it.
Our entree was the chicken tenders, and I got confused looking at these because they're not the regular chicken tenders you usually buy in the frozen section and you make at home where it's made out of soy protein. They made their own chicken tenders, and in the end I decided it was good. What really sold me on this dish was the fact that it came with mashed potatoes, because mashed potatoes is probably my favorite side dish ever. If you have mashed potatoes, I'm gonna get it. It needed some butter to make it a little creamier, but I enjoyed it.
Their rendition of chicken tenders was decent, and the mashed potato was pretty good as well. Overall, I like this dish.
We had the cappuccino pâte de crème for dessert this night. And again, What creativity in these vegan desserts. I quite enjoyed it.
I wasn't sure about this thing, especially since the consistency kinda reminded me of baby poo. But it was okay. Later that night, we went and watched the music production. And even though this thing looks corny as all hell, it was really good. These guys were very talented.
Next day for breakfast, we tried the pancakes and tofu scramble. I thought I'd give the tofu scramble a try, but it lacked seasoning. It could have used a ton of salt and nutritional yeast.
I was very impressed by the pancakes. They were light, fluffy, the maple syrup was really good. Enjoyed them very much.
The pancakes were good. I'm not a huge sweet person for breakfast, but they were good.
I can't believe I'm saying this again, but Diana is right. This scrambled tofu was absolutely horrendous. Never had a worse one.
Aruba was our first port, and we were so happy to be here. The weather was beautiful. Blue skies, hot, humid, if you like that, and we were so excited to go on our first shore excursion.
We went off-roading and pretty much went all around the island and saw everything. Diana gets motion sick really fast, so it was a fight to get her to shoot this couple of shots. The off-roading hadn't even begun at this point.
We stopped at a beach at the north coast of Aruba and got to walk around. And we also got to see the California lighthouse. It's not often that a cruise ship stays at a port into the evening, so we took the opportunity to dine in Oranjestad, where we found a restaurant called Yamanya Wood-Fired Grill that had a vegan option. I made reservations well ahead of time by contacting them through email so we could make sure we had a table.
We had a post about this on our Instagram. Make sure to follow us there if you don't, because we do lots of content there as well. Try.
Next port is the beautiful Curaçao, where again the weather is hot, humid, and every day is beautiful.
We kicked it with a couple of the most gangster pigeons you have ever seen in your life.
We got to go swimming in a blue water beach where the water was so warm and the sand was so nice and soft. We also went into the city and they have a swinging bridge that moves to allow ships to pass through.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss part 2 of our cruise journey. We have hundreds of other vegan related episodes on our channel. And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching!